Happy Friday and welcome to a new episode of Wine Down Fridays with Shirley at blessedandbelle.com. So today I have a new wine. This is actually Yellowtail Cabernet Sauvignon. Getting better, guys. I did say I want to diversify my palate, so I figured I'm going to, try a new wine today. It's actually very, very good. I do like red wine, so I will preface this and say every episode if I can have a black wine owned vendor to, either slide in my DM or I can start reaching out to some. I would love, love, love to highlight some black owned wines because I am, in my auntie phase, I will say. So, I'm at a place where I like wine. I definitely like on Fridays to sit back and relax, drink some nice wine, eventually I do want to make this super interactive. So I haven't toyed around with going live on Instagram yet. But eventually I would love to have it interactive. I would love to bring on guests. This is going to be a growing platform. But for now, it is only just me, myself, and I. I'm a one-man or one-woman show. So how was your week? My week this week was great. I actually had a chance to have a business trip. So I visited Indiana for the first time, which was fun. I'd never been to Indiana. So I did look up, prior to going, some fun facts about the state. It is home of the Indy 500. So if you are into cars and racing, you might be interested in visiting their museums. But from what I gathered, I went to school in Albany and I stayed in Albany for a few years after graduation. It reminds me of downtown Albany, I will say. So it definitely had the small town feel, but the downtown area where I stayed was very much reminded me of the Capitol buildings, upstate New York. It was super, super cold. It was actually snowing at one point. I am a native New Yorker, but snowing in November, I'm not about that life. So I was very, very cold. But it was cool nonetheless. I really had a great time just meeting my VP and meeting with my team at work and just strategizing for next year. So that was a lot of fun. And it's always nice to get away, right? Just a time to just be in a new city, exploring, just being out of your city for a few days and going back home. So I definitely had a really good time. And, now I'm back home and I'm going away again next Monday. For Thanksgiving. So that'll be super exciting. And I am going to be vlogging and just showing my time with my family. So I look forward to that. But this week I want to focus on just the magic of consistency. So even today, this Wind Down Fridays, this is my baby, like I said, it's been in the works for so long. So for a long time, I've wanted to have a platform where I have videos where I will use this to inspire, to motivate, to just really discuss anything that I want to discuss. And today I got home 1 o'clock in the morning yesterday, and then I worked today. And then I'm having severe sinus pressure. My allergies have been horrible this season. So a part of me toyed around with does it have to be today? Maybe I can get rest and then do it tomorrow and, relax. And I said, no, I'm not going to get in that habit, because I find when you create a habit, and this is what I found in my experience, the one time that you deviate from the norm and you say, I'll use the gym, for example, because I am on my fitness journey. There have been many times where, I won't say many, maybe 2 or 3 times where I, gotten dressed ahead of time because I know okay, after work, I want to go straight to the gym. That works for me. I know some people work out in the morning. For me, working out after work seems like a better option. So I'll put on my clothes. I'm all right, I'm out the door. I'm ready. And it just takes it takes that one headache. It takes that one, I don't know, where I'm yeah, I'm going to go tomorrow. And I just, I'm really wanting to, break out of bad habits. And I'm wanting to, really set a path of being consistent. So I said, no, it's Friday. I told my audience, Wind Down Fridays, I'm going to either always record on time or prior so I have content to put out. But, no, this is my little baby and I'm going to be consistent. The magic of consistency. It's if you say you're going to do something, then do it. And, that is also what is hard to follow through on goals sometimes, because life happens, right? I remember like when I was younger, I was very, very, very goal oriented. And sometimes I would like either be very hard on myself or just like give up and like derail the goal altogether because I couldn't stay consistent. I couldn't stay on a path. And I didn't, being younger, you don't realize that life happens, right? Like you have to give yourself grace. Sometimes you can be on one path. It's okay to deviate. It's okay to say, okay, well, if Friday is the norm, I may not record Friday, but I'll record Saturday. Or I'll just next week record 2 in 1. So I'll have that content for the week after. But, it gets to the place where it's like you have to continue to always like forge ahead. You have to continue to be consistent. You have to continue to be on a path where you state it and not only state it. Like what I found, like there's a 3-prong like way to really complete your goals. Like the first way is to affirm it. I'm going to work out 3 times this week. You start there. Now there is power in different steps of completing your goals. So the second place will be writing it down. So you're saying like, okay, I'm going to work out 3 times a week. And the third part, which is where a lot of people miss the mark, is actually working out. Like that's the hardest part, like writing a goal down is so exhilarating. Like I think anyone can attest to like, okay, that when you write a goal and say like, I'm going to save $10,000 next year. And the feeling, I don't know about you, but when I'm writing it and I'm getting in the groove and I'm like really like manifesting and in that like imagination stage and just all excited and revved up, like that's the easiest part to me. I'm jotting it down. But the action is the hardest. So when that direct deposit hits and I'm like, yeah, I have that goal, but those shoes are looking nice, or I do want to enjoy myself and do some self-care, or I do want to go to dinner and have fun. Like, those are the things where you start to realize that like, okay, I made a promise to myself. I have to be consistent. I have to like really set the tone of like either automating my savings or just reducing my spending. Like I have to cut back somewhere if that is a true goal that I have. And sometimes I think it's hard to be consistent when life happens. And, I know for me as a woman, we deal with different things, like our cycle being one, Aunt Flo, I call her. That can derail you just off nature, just how you feel. And like, just honestly, not just like physically not wanting to, but mentally just needing the time to rest because your body is just like giving out and unable to, and just anything. I think stress definitely has a big factor on being able to be consistent with goals and following through. Sometimes it could be people, even like the people that you have around you, your circle. So it's so important to evaluate, like, if you look at your goals and you ask yourself, why am I not reaching this? Sometimes it could just be those factors, and sometimes your biggest like barrier to your goals is yourself, your thinking, your lack thereof of like motivation, your why. Like, I always heard this reading sales books and reading, just listening to YouTube, like motivational videos, like your why has to make you cry. Like, what is the reasoning behind why you have this goal? And I think when you put that in the forefront of your mind, you're more liable to reach it. Because whether it be your children, whether it be your spouse, whether it be for yourself, whether it be overcoming a challenge, and by completing this goal is going to give you a sense of like greater self-worth and happiness. Like I feel like when you tie your goals to that, then you are more likely to achieve them, because now you have something motivating you, have something pushing you, have something like holding you accountable, other than yourself. Also, it's great to loop in an accountability partner. Like that's why I chose to invest in a trainer. Shout out to Wesley of Grind and Gains. I went to high school at Wesley, and he has his own fitness company. So he does do one-on-one coaching and consulting. I think he's a great trainer because while I'm working out, he's actually showing me and explaining to me why this workout is beneficial to me and the target areas that I want to work on. And also his goal is to set me up to where I, when I'm done with my training package, that I'm able to be set up for success and not hurt myself. So he always like harps on that. This is all in the effort to teach you so you don't hurt yourself. So when you go to the gym by yourself and you want to lift weights and you want to use this machine, you actually know how to use it and why it's beneficial. So I respect that and I love that. So, and I do see the changes in my body and my physique, and I look forward to more sessions with him. So shameless plug, Wesley of Grind and Gains on Instagram. But even then, it's great to have an accountability partner where, you know, they just hold you accountable to your goal. So whether it's check-in with my food, whether it's check-in just mentally how I'm doing, you know, if what kind of workouts I'm doing when I'm not in the gym with him, that all helps me to stay on track. So that's certain things that work for me. Also, just having a tracking place where like I write them down, and it may not be weekly, it may not even be monthly. It could be like every 3 months, and I'll look, you know, so I look at it like as quarters. So in business, you know, you have 4 quarters. I'll say, you know, by the end of first quarter, I'm looking and I'm saying, all right, so let's assess where I'm at with this goal. Where did I fall short? What can I do to like really put into action for the rest of the year? And the best thing is looking back at the end of the year and you're like tracking my progress. And I always love to see like where I made progress, where I fell short. All I do is I put that goal to the next year, and I'm like, okay, this is going to be on the top of my list until I get to that place. So it all comes back to consistency. I think like being consistent in life, whether it be with your goals, whether it be with your relationships, like so important to be consistent. I think a consistent friend is like a best friend that you can have. A friend that is not only there when you need them, but just consistent in how they reach out to you, how frequent they touch base with you, how frequent they ask you to go out and hang out. Like I love consistent friends, and I'm blessed to have them because, you know, it just keeps me and holds me accountable to the standard of friends that I want and the friend that I want to be. So I love when I see friends that go above and beyond. Like it motivates me to want that. And, you know, I love to reciprocate energy and, you know, give to those that like really put friendship at their forefront and really like value their relationship. So that helps me, whether it's consistency in business, at work. The number one place I feel like is important to be consistent because your performance is tracked throughout the year. So, you know, right now, my company, we're in the stage of having performance reviews. And one of the major, you know, tickers is your milestones. Like you set a goal at the beginning of last year, you know, at the end of the year, where are you with that? Like, did you meet that milestone? Were you consistent in your productivity and your performance? So I just feel like consistency is like a golden rule. And it's something that you can work on. I won't say that it's something you can master because I feel like anything in life, we all are like subject to always be able to attain better. So I'm not perfect, and I hope I never come across that way because I'm truly a work in progress. But I do truly believe in personal and self-development. And it's something that I try to really focus on, and I try to motivate and inspire others to be their best self. And however that looks to you, because it's relative, you know, what I think is my best self may be different from yours, and that's okay. We're all spirits on this human journey trying to get to a better place. So that is my spiel for today. You know, today is really, I think, a flash session where this is something where it was on my mind, and I like to write down what I'm going to speak about. So I thought about consistency, and then just like trying to peel back and like try to make excuses for not recording tonight. Consistency was on the forefront of my mind. But I do want to end off with this card. I did buy this deck of just like positive affirmational cards. And the one that I picked for tonight says, I'm becoming the best version of myself. And on the back, it says, something I can achieve today is. So this is how the front of the card looks. Super cute. It's a deck of like maybe 24 cards. And you could actually write on the back. So if you look here, you can see you can actually write a message. So I'm becoming the best version of myself. And something that I can achieve today is this. So sitting right here, right now, recording this video, holding true to my Wind Down Friday posting schedule that I created for myself, and showing up. That is half the battle. Showing up. I'm coming with bells and whistles on. I, you know, got dolled up and cute. So, and I have my wine. So I'm showing up. I'm showing up, and I'm showing up as my best self. And I'm happy that I was able to achieve this, hold myself accountable, and learn something in the process. So I'm super excited for Thanksgiving, and I hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving. I may not be able to record next Friday because I will be away on vacation. But who knows? You might have a vacation vlog coming. Maybe. We'll see. But I am at Shirley of blessedandbelle.com. And I thank you so much for always tuning into my Wind Down Friday episodes. As you know, my Belle and Blessed Life Planner is coming out for release by Christmas, or before Christmas, I should say, rather. So I received the proof. I had a photo shoot, which came out great. Shameless plug, Tope of Look Here Photography. This is a dear friend from high school. Actually, we grew up together, but from high school, who was able to put on my photo shoot and did an amazing job. So he is of Look Here Photography on Instagram. And he helped me to put together my whole, marketing campaign for my planner. So I will see if I can also tag them in my description so you can see their pages. But I'm excited to get it out there. It's going to be great. Just going through the proof, I was so excited. And I literally wanted to start jotting things down now, but it is for 2023. So wasn't able to. But as soon as it's out for sale, I will definitely have an episode where I explore the planner and just, show the great features and how it will be extremely beneficial to you. Or it's a great gift for a friend, young adult, college student, anyone that is interested in getting their life together. We can all work on it. So super excited for that. And thank you so much for tuning in. Shirley at belleandblessed.com. Instagram is blessedandbelle. So feel free to DM me with any show ideas. If you'd love to be featured, I'd love to have you. Look forward to more and more episodes. I hope everyone has a safe, happy, and blessed weekend. Stay blessed and belle. Thank you.